next speaker is Professor Yuan. He is the coordinator of Web and Emerging Technologies in the Craven's Library. He works on the first floor in the Dean's office. He has written 6 books, 5 of them are published so far, and 4 of them are about Chinese, primarily folk tales and other things. He spent his sabbatical last semester in Tibet, working on his next book about Tibetan folk tales. So let's hear it for Professor Yuan and his presentation.
Thank you in advance for the introduction. And this is my home, library. And you see me more than you see me. That's not logical, huh? Actually, whenever you see the website of the libraries, you see me, because I'm behind that. I create the web, maintain the web. But my passion is, and also my interest in research is Chinese folk tales and folklore. And now I'm going to tell you about how to get this in word. Yeah, cool, thank you. And I think I need to go to, because now I know. Okay, now I know the structure of this talk. I'll go with this first. And can you hear me? I'm not used to this microphone. And I'm writing about Chinese folk tales and retell them, and also annotate them, and also give the motif indexes to help folklorists, those who study world history, to compare. And this one is about the Han Chinese. You know how many ethnic groups in China?
56.
Yeah, 56. That's great. Officially recognized. Actually, there are more different ethnic peoples, but officially, yeah. And this is for those 55 ethnic minorities. You know how many Han Chinese? The majority. How many? How majority? How many of them? In terms of percentage, what is the percentage? 80? 90? 95 is too much. 91.2. Yeah. And Tibetan? Yeah, that's going to be published in December. Okay, now, I'm not here to advertise my books. You need to read the Chinese folk tales to learn Chinese. That will help you learn Chinese language. And not just these books, but many folktale books in the world by many even better use the Chinese monastery. Can't go back, huh? Oops. There we go. Okay, now. I don't have to read all of them, so you can read. So these are the what folklore is and what folktale is, right? Basically, Dr. Du and those professors, they're teaching political history, archaeological history, and all the history that's in this world, in this physical world, right? By facts, in terms of facts. But these are the history in people's mind. And why today the Chinese behave this way? Why do they think this way? Why do they say this way? You can use all these folk tales as a window to have a perspective of the whole picture, right? And then you can go into their psyche, their mind, to learn about their ethos. The Dean used that word, right? Of the Chinese. And so the benefit of this, of course, not just that, but also, you know, the Chinese. you will have more interest in learning Chinese once you know about the Chinese folktales. And also you can appreciate the diversity. I show you the different ethnic peoples, their thinking, and why those people think differently and think similarly. And also, this is very important. Just like Dr. Du said, if you learn a little bit, talk about a little bit of history with the Chinese, you can make yourself closer with the Chinese. The Chinese will feel, oh, wow, you know so much about us. So you are one of us. One of us, not one of us, in China is very, very important. So people sometimes are puzzled why Chinese call themselves a country of courtesy, but actually you can see on the streets they're not courteous at all. They drive recklessly, they treat people so coldly, and why? But among themselves, family members, colleagues, friends, they can even devote their life to each other, to help each other. They're very warm, very hospitable, very friendly. But to strangers, they will be vigilant, and they will have to see and wait. But to know the Chinese history and also the Chinese folk tales, if you can tell them something about Monkey King, it's whoa! Immediately, you're one of them. All right? You can make friends immediately. Okay? So insider, outsider, that idea, that concept is very important to the Chinese. And learning a language, this is more important. It's not just learning the language itself. It's learning the ability to communicate with a people of a different culture, right? So language is only half of it. The other is culture. Let me give you a little example to illustrate this. Okay, there we go. How many of you know this word? 宁贵姓, yes, 宁贵姓, which means family name or last name, right? Okay, both in China and America, generally speaking, whose last name you will inherit? Mothers or fathers? Fathers, right? Dads, right? Uh-huh. Okay, now, do you know this part of the word? 女, what is it? Woman, yeah. And today, 90% or more than 90% of the Chinese words are made with basically two parts. Of course, they can be many, many parts. Two basic parts. One, give the sound. Borrow a word and just use the sound, right? This is sheng, xing. Sheng is a sound. And the form. That's the radical, all right? Like the radical. But this one is an very old word. Very old word. So this also has a meaning, which means give birth. Woman gives birth. And then you got the last name. Why? So this shows a history before when women had all the power. I wish that would come back. That's matriarchal society. So this is the legacy of matriarchal society. Now, I'll give you all these examples because these all have the women radicals. These are all the old Chinese last names. Ying, Zheng, that's the first emperor. It's the last name. And Se, and Ji, that's the Zhou dynasties. Whatever. All right, now, come back to folk tales. You know, in Christianity, we know God creates everything, right? But in Chinese mind, in the Chinese folk religion, not the religion that come into China, like a Buddhism, but the folk religion, who create the world and who create the humans? Let me tell you, Pangu is a guy who broke out of the egg of a chaos, and he stand up, and everything lighter becomes sky, everything heavier becomes earth. Okay? After that, he died of fatigue, and each part becomes part of the nature. Like the blood becomes river, like the hair becomes trees. So, and that also says why today. I just have read a piece of news. A dad who was a taxi driver, he worked 20 hours a day trying to save money to buy a house for his son who is going to be married, and then he died suddenly. So the Chinese parents will give up everything to their children. Why? Why did that happen? You see, even from the creator of the universe, he did that. When he died, he gave everything of himself, and every part of it becomes the word, the features of the word. You see the relationship? Okay. Now, the person who, the goddess or whatever they call it, Yuan. His name is Yuan. Her name Yuan. She created humans out of mud. Okay, and so humans were created by a female, by a goddess. You see the relation between the Chinese folklore, folktale, and the Chinese words, right? So that's how important it is. So that ends my talk. Thank you very much.